Om Namah Shivaya. Welcome everybody to another series of seminars from the Indic Studies Toronto group. We were looking to host on this particular topic for quite some time, but we didn't have the right speaker until now. So this is also on the occasion of Mahashivratri, which we celebrated a couple of weeks ago, but obviously we couldn't schedule it then, but better late than never. So today's topic is spiritual wisdom of Kashmir Shaivism. The presentation outlines the spiritual treasure of Kashmir Shaivism. Shiva Agamas are a source of enlightenment and guide to inner awakening. Service, love, and compassion are the essence of its teachings. Revival and saving the Kashmiri culture is must to complete the tantrik protection of Bharat by the Divine Mother. The speaker, Shri Virendra Qazi ji, is based in Delhi. He is a Kashmiri Pandit, preaching and practicing the traditional knowledge of Kashmir Shaivism. Namaste, Virendra ji, and thank you for joining us today. And please take over now.
Om Namah Shivaya. Maya Kundalani Kriya Madhumati Kali Kala Malini Matangi Vijaya Jaya Bhagavati Devi Shiva Shambhavi Shakti Shankar Vallabha Pranayana Vag Dani Bhairavi Himkari Tripura Para Parmahi Mata Kumari Dasai Jai Ma. Since quite some time, I have been following the dharmic work of Indic Studies Toronto. They have made a good contribution in highlighting various dharmic aspects, the treasure of Sanatan Dharma Bharat. So it's a great pleasure to get an invitation from Indic Studies Toronto and share some highlights of Kashmir Shaivism with my divine friends. First of all, let me recall my trip to Toronto September last year. It was a great uplifting experience. I met a lot of people, many sadhakas. They were not revealing themselves and they sought guidance. That made me very happy. So it is a great to learn that there are people having quest of Shiva Agamas in Toronto. As Amirji said, Shivratri, we have concluding the long celebration of Shivratri. Now, as you may be knowing, what is Shivratri is the divine manifestation. We call it when Lord Shiva reveals the material aspect of life. So we celebrate this great revelation, that is Shiva and Shakti. We celebrate the powers of Shakti during Shivaratri. That's why it is very effective. The puja during Shivaratri is very effective. And here, let me recall the great Shavi Yogini of Kashmir, 14th century mystic poetess Laleshwari, popularly called Lala. I always love to convey gratitude to her in all the programs. May she bless us and lead us to the divine light, because her sayings, or what we call walks, they convey essence of Kashmir Shaivism in a very simple and poetic language. Now, keeping Shivratri in mind and the essence of Kashmir Shaivism, this is conveyed by this Mata Laleshwari in a very wonderful verse in Kashmiri. Now I am translating it into Hindi, conveying the translation in Hindi. This is a core of Kashmir Shaivism. Please listen. Mata Laleshwari says, Shu Phailaaye Suksham Jal, Shu Phailaaye Suksham Jal, Are Swayam hi Gat Gat Vasi hai. स्वयं ही गट गटवासी है, जीवन में ही तुम पहचानो, जीवन में ही तुम पहचानो, मर के क्या पहचानोगे, चिंतन से तुम गहन मनन से बात तत्व की जान लो, खुद को खुद से अलग करो, क्या नश्वर है अविनाशी है, शिव फैलाए सूक्ष्म जाल. द मैसेज इज arise, realize Lord Shiva in this very life. What is you, what great you will do when you are no more. So evolve to the higher consciousness. Now we see these days world has become a single global village. There is a communication revolution. Because of that, many unexplored treasures are coming now. Similarly, this Rahasya Agamas, secret and sacred tradition of Shiva Agamas, popularly called Kashmir Shaivism, is also becoming known, surprisingly, to the remote corners in the world. Siddha Yoga of Kashmir Shaivism, of course, they're all our foreign friends only. It has become available now. The knowledge is available all over the world, and surprisingly, this knowledge of Shiva Agamas has created great curiosity among people. In fact, during my last year visit to Canada and US, there was a lot of response from many seekers. What is so uniqueness about Kashmir Shaivism? This, if you listen to YouTube, Swami Sarvapriyananda says, who is heading the Ramakrishna Mission in New York, he says, I am a Vedantic scholar, but I tell my masters, I'm not getting any benefit. They say, try and try again, maybe in the next Janma. But if you want realization in this very Janma, the path is Kashmir Shaivism. Swami Sarvapriyananda ji says, if you understand Kashmir Shaivism, you will really know the gospel of Ramakrishna in a better way. So what is so uniqueness? Kashmir Shaivism gives you a wonderful balance between worldly life and spiritual life, incorporates the best harmony in the worldly life, and teaches the highest techniques of divine realization. Kashmir Shaivism accepts you as you are. At whatever level you are, you can start the spiritual journey. There is no restriction of qualification. Any country, religion, and everybody is eligible to learn Kashmir Shaivism. In fact, Kashmir Shaivism will guide you. He will tell you at what level you are. My dear, this is your level. Now you can arise further, because Kashmir Shaivism makes you yourself as your own master, your own guide. And now, having said about some uniqueness of Kashmir Shaivism, now let us say when the birth of Kali Yuga arrived. So what happened? All the Maya, the material aspect of life, took a priority. In fact, all the mantras and prayers were used for material things rather than spiritual upliftment. So this scared sages and saints. They say sages and saints went into hiding. Sages and saints went into hiding. They say, oh, we should not teach the mantras to the people. We should not share the knowledge. But as my friends would have read Shiv Puran, Lord Shiva says, whenever there's a decline in dharma, whenever moralities go down, I always send somebody to uplift the world. This is a basic fundamental of our Sanatan Dharma. Even in Bhagavad Gita, second Adhyay, everybody knows about Lord Krishna's enunciation, Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya Galaner Bhavate Bharata. Now, this is the Lord Krishna says, whenever there's decline in Dharma, I incarnate to restore back the Dharma. Now, for a change, I belong to Kashmir. Let me give a little Urdu touch to this stanza. Remember, yada idahi dharmasya. So my this Urdu stanza, please enjoy this. There is a word called tanazul. Tanazul means decline. So Lord Krishna says, tanazul par jis waqt aata hai dharam, tanazul par jis waqt aata hai dharam, अधर्म आके करता है बाजार गरम. अरे ये अंधेरा जब देख पाता हूं मैं, तो इंसान की सूरत में आता हूं मैं. So this was in Bhagavad Gita. Now coming back to Shiv Puran, as I said, Lord Shiva sent somebody, ordained somebody to restore the Dharma. So we say Lord Shiva being ever merciful, when he saw decline in Dharma, so he ordered Sage Durvasa. He's our great guru. Sage Durvasa, he summoned him in the Mount Kailash. So Sage Durvasa was summoned in Mount Kailash. Lord Shiva assumed the form of Shri Kantaratha and initiated Sage Durvasa in Shiva Agamas, which we call Kashmir Shaivism. And after fully initiating Sage Durvasa in Kashmir Shaivism, in Shiva Agamas, Shri Kantanatha disappeared. So this knowledge was received in toto by Sage Durvasa. Now, what was the problem? When Sage Durvasa received the knowledge, he did not find any worthy disciple on whom he could impart the knowledge, he could carry the knowledge. They say, is a long story. Sage Durvasa created a Manasputra, mind-born son called Trambakanath and initiated him completely into Shiva Agamas. My dear friends, I will tell you how was the system of initiating. It was not by reading something or learning. No, initiation was done at Pashanti level, which we also focus on. The Pashanti level means Guru will sit before a student and Guru will transfer the mentally total and complete knowledge to student. He will receive it 100%. This was called initiation through Pashanti level. Similarly, Sage Durvasa initiated Trambakanath, and that time in our Tantra, we give equally importance, other more importance to feminine energy. So Sage Durvasa also created mind-born daughter called Trambaka, Ardha Trambaka, and initiated her in the Kaulo Tantra. And in this tradition, this mind-born son continued. And one of the 15 master was not competent to create a mind-born son. He was ordained to marry. Then it became father and son parampara. Then one of the gurus, Sangamaditya, he came to Kashmir and settled there. So this was a story of Shiva Agamas. It is important to mention there is a great revival in 8th century. In 8th century in Kashmir, there was a sage, great Shaivite devotee called Vasugupta. He was a great devotee, but that time spiritual patronage was given to one Buddhist monk called Nagabodhi. So he would not tolerate anybody else. Now people started praising Nagabodhi. Sir, there's a great humble Shaivite saint. We are fascinated. He said, who can be better than me? So he was summoned and almost humiliated by Nagabodhi. They said that Vasugupta returned home disheartened. He said, oh Lord Shiva, they did not listen to me. Why did I go there? So what a miracle happened in a night time when he was sleeping. Lord Shiva appeared in the dream. He ordained sage Vasugupta, told him to go to Mahadev mountain, find Shiv Sutras and enlighten the world. Morning, Sage Vasugupta goes to Mahadev mountain. He finds there Shiv Sutras. Actually, this Mahadev mountain is there's a Mughal garden. Somebody would have gone to Kashmir. There is a Dachigam forest reserve. That is Mahadev mountain. I have gone there during my last visit to Kashmir. It's a beautiful place. And they say by a touch, the Shiv Sutras were revealed. So we'll discuss more about Shiv Sutras. What are Shiv Sutras? Are 3 levels of God realization, 3 levels of awakening. So this was a great contribution of Vasugupta. And then we should mention about 10th century scholar, the great Abhinav Gupta. Abhinav Gupta did a great work on Kashmir Shaivism. He compiled all the tantric text into a single granth called Tantra Loka, Light on Tantras. He touched every aspect of spirituality. He was an incarnation of Lord Shiva. Not only spirituality, he was greatly fond of aesthetics. In fact, his master work is called Natya Shastra. On Natya Shastra, he has written called Abhinav Bharati. That is Bharat, this Abhinav Gupta's commentary on Bharat Muni's Natya Shastra. Then he talked on Dhani Loka, theater, aesthetics. So he was a great genius, and because I always love to, you must learn the life of sages and saints and try to adopt it. And it's a great lesson. They say after writing so much, he got enlightenment from his guru, his tantrik guru, Kaula guru called Shambhunatha. So Abhinav Gupta says that there's no need of learning, writing. One drishti of this Shambhunatha can transform you. So this is a work of great masters. Even they may not be formally read, but they have that great power. And Abhinav Gupta, one of his disciples was Khemaraj. To just share this for the guidance of my spiritual friends. They say Khemraja was a great devotee of Abhinav Gupta. It is through him that he has translated a lot of texts, difficult text in simple manner. It's made available for us, like Shiv Sutras, Shiv Stotravali, many books, Pandak Nirnay, many top texts he has taught. They say this Khemraja was a little tough person. He would criticize the scholars. Abhinav Gupta will tell him, "Oh, please be humble." Now, scholar says, what was the secret of success of Khemraja? His secret was the moment morning he will meet his guru, Abhinav Gupta, he will kiss the feet of his master, Abhinav Gupta. And because of that surrender, because of that renunciation, because of that devotion, nothing can prevent him. No Vidya can stop him. He will get anything. This shows the highest devotion and highest knowledge. Everything goes together in Kashmir Shaivism. And our modern day Abhinav Gupta was Swami Lakshmanju. Swami Lakshmanju, we can call him modern day Abhinav Gupta. He did a lot of work in Kashmir Shaivism. He made it very simple for all of us. And many granthas were revived, and with the help of his foreign devotees, all the commentaries are available of Swamiji on many granths, and that's why we are able to spread the wisdom. So this was quickly about the masters. Now, Om Namah Shivaya. So we were just on the subject of the features of Kashmir Shaivism. So what is Kashmir Shaivism is? Kashmir Shaivism, I will summon in 4 features. Kashmir Shaivism is a universal spiritual philosophy which focuses on the supreme unity of the self with the God. It accepts all the aspects of life in totality and teaches the path of realization through divine grace. So Kashmir Shaivism, we discuss in detail about these 4 features. Number 1 is the universal spiritual philosophy. It is applicable all over the world. It is beyond caste, creed. Anybody is eligible to join this spiritual creed. This spiritual wisdom is, there is eligibility for everybody. And I tell my spiritual friends, please remember, the master, Lord Shiva has produced masters all over the world. If you see some great biography of big master like Marconi and others, they were all George Bernard Shaw, they were all divine beings. So Lord, the grace is everywhere. Although we say Bharatvarsh is a ancient literature, ancient country with great spiritual evolution, no doubt that is true. But masters are all over the world. So that Shiva Agamas focuses that anybody is eligible. is a universal spiritual philosophy. Secondly, we say it focuses on supreme unity of the self with God. They say as we go in sadhana, we realize that we are not away from the God. We are absolutely part of the God. How do we do it? As we go deeper, go within, go deeper in sadhana. There are many, many examples, many experiences, which lack of time I cannot share this time. So point is, second feature is supreme unity of the self with the God. Then third, it says it accepts diversity. God has made everybody differently. Not two beings are alike. They say even two snowflakes are not alike. So we must appreciate diversity. That diversity is divine. So in Hindi we say like तुझ में राम, मुझ में राम, सब में राम समाया, सबसे कर ले प्यार, जगत में कोई नहीं पराया. Now, having mentioned about three features, that is universal spiritual philosophy, unity of the self with the God, third is diversity, and fourth is very important feature is how can we get realization? What is the mantra? The mantra is only divine grace. It teaches the path of realization based on divine grace, which we call Shakti path. This is a very, very important aspect of Kashmir Shaivism. Is how can we get realization? Is there a special mantra? No, we can get realization only by His mercy, by His will. It is by His grace only that we can get realized. And grace depends on the will of Lord Shiva. It is not, it is beyond human effort, not the effort of a human being. Grace can come on those whom He chooses. It can come on anybody who may not like, also He will get transformed. There are many, many masters who had done no, they had a very humble beginning. They were not in a good circumstance. They became a supreme master. So please remember, grace can come on whom He chooses. That is principle of Shaktipat. Because with this we always elaborate, we always say that what can we do if grace is His department? What we can do? We can make effort to be worthy of His grace. We can, our written self, we can make it immaculate, spotless, so that the grace can come on this, our written self. So this is a big aspect of Kashmir. Om Namah Shivaya. We were just talking about learning of Kashmir Shaivism. So, my dear friends, to make it simple, I have classified in two chapters: knowledge session and experience session. Knowledge session and experience session. For my new friends, beginners, I say focus only these two aspects of learning. So, what are the, in this knowledge session? One is Paramashiva, the ultimate reality. Please be conscious of Paramashiva. What is Paramashiva? Is we call Parasamvat, the changeless principle behind all changes. Which is the changeless principle? That is Paramashiva. Everything comes from Paramashiva and goes back to Paramashiva. So this is the first aspect. Secondly, I say how Paramashiva comes down to the level of human level. So it's a descent from godhood to the human level. So that's called the principle of 36 tattvas. It is a material manifestation, divine manifestation of Paramashiva. So Paramashiva creates, enjoys the creation, the material creation. So he creates first called pure tattvas, Shiv tattva, Shakti tattva. Then we call it Ichha Gyan Kriya, represented by Sadashiv tattva, Ishwar tattva, and Shuddha Vidya tattva. Then Paramashiva also creates Maya, the wheeling power. What is Maya? Maya is the limitation power. So then comes Maya and her five coverings: limitation of knowledge, limitation of place, limitation. It's a very ascertaining intelligence. And then last is the Prithvi, what we call Panch Mahabhutas. Panch Mahabhutas are last five elements. The first is ether, then comes Vayu, wind, then comes Agni, Jal, and Prithvi. We see the Prithvi is the subtlest, but above that is Jal. Jal, water can smash the earth, and there's a flood, earth is nowhere. Then above water is Agni. Agni can dry up. Agni is subtler than water. Whereas Agni is more, water is disappears. And above Agni is wind. Wind can blow up the Agni. And all these four are resting on ether, Akash. In fact, I do suggest a meditation also, that too for Om Namah Shivaya. Just we were on the chapter of divine godhood to the human level. So I was telling about 36 tattvas, a descent from subtle to gross. So grossest elements are Panch Mahabhutas, which includes ether, Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jal, and Prithvi. So my point was, I was mentioning that the Akasha ether holds all the other four tattvas. And in fact, I tell my young people, if you focus on Akash tattva in the morning, your day will be energetic. You'll be doing very well. So this is basically, I was telling about the great divine descent. And in Kashmir Shaivism, we call it Shiv Shakti Naram Trikam. So why it says Shiv Shakti Naram Trikam? Shiv Shakti, Nar is the bonded soul, and T3. So Shiva will lead to Nar, bonded soul, only through Shakti, and Nar will go to Shiva only through Shakti. So that is, I want to tell my friends the importance of Shakti. Shakti is the goddess of experience. Shakti is Vimarshini Mata. So it is only through Shakti we can reach Shiva. So Shiva and Shakti is like Prakasha and Vimarsha, light and the experience of light. So that is the role of Shakti. Shakti is, everything is possible through Shakti only. So Shiva is static, Shakti is dynamic. So Shiva is like a sea and Shakti is like a waves on the sea. So coming back, first I mentioned Paramashiva, attributes of Paramashiva, then the great descent, the knowledge of 36 tattvas, which is very important, you should understand. Now, again, as I mentioned, how we can go back to the Shivahood. How we can go back to the Shivahood. I was just discussing this. We can go back to Shivahood, as I mentioned, only by the principle of Shaktipat, that is, descent of his divine grace, by the mercy of Lord Shiva, we can go to him. So what human being can do, he can only make prayas, make effort to be worthy of receiving his grace. As I said, must clean the patra, clean your utensil, make it immaculate so that grace flows. And here it's very important. Acharya Abhanugupt says that grace is in everybody. Nothing can exist without a divine grace. The only difference is some have less grace, some have more grace, some have extreme grace. So Lord Shiva has created people with various levels, various degrees of grace. So if grace is more, so less effort is required. That's why mostly our efforts are classified into four levels. Four levels. Highest level is, we call it, when there is extreme grace, called Anupai. The second is Shambhopai, when there is high grace. When there is middle grace is Shaktopai, and when lesser grace is called Anupai. Because why I'm telling you this, This is very important for our sadhana, for our realizing the divine. And this also tells us we can be our own judge. We can understand at which level we are and what we should do to be worthy of receiving his grace. Now, let me explain it further. So, I said our our degree is of sadhana, our degree of awakening is categorized in the four category. At lower level, let me go, is called the energy of action. That's called anupai. Anupai means for we call it also inferior means for which bonded human beings. So what this comes in this level is like puja, part, kriya, meditation, tirth yatra, charity. Everything goes in this lower level only. And above the lower level is called shaktopai, the energy of contemplation. That means when we become antarmukhi, from baharmukhi se antarmukhi ho jaye, from outward you look for within. That is the, now I call it number third. Number third is shaktopai. It's the energy of contemplation. That means when we get automatic meditation becomes automatic, when we are in deep silence, when madhya nadi vikasa, our inner channel, it gets activated, expanded. That is all. These are all sadhana of shaktopai. Then what happens when one becomes very progressive, very advanced in shaktopai? He reaches the level of shambhopai. Shambhopai is a higher technique which called thoughtless and desireless meditation, thoughtless, desireless state. That is called shambhopai. In Shambhopai, Shiv Sutra says in 13th Shalok, Ichha Shakti Uma Kumari, for such a yogi, for such a yogi who is thoughtless and desireless, his will itself is the supreme energy Uma of Lord Shiva. Now, beyond Shambhopai is called Anupai. It's called a means of no means. They say when there is Tirva Shaktipat, sometime God blesses the soul. Extreme blessings. He has nothing to do with. He's born as a great saint, like Guru Nanak Dev, Ramakrishna Paramhams. They are great masters. They have not done anything. They are fully in the grace. So this is called play of Anupai, extreme grace of Lord Shiva. So you should understand these Shiv Sutras, because these Shiv Sutras tell us at what level of sadhana we are. Always in the puja part, lower level only. Sometime here, sometime there. No, my dear, I always tell in my meditation program that we should at least try to make effort so that from Anupai we go to Shaktopai. From outward we enter the inward world. In fact, after some time, I will request my friend to play a video of Swami Lakshmanji also. After 5-6 minutes, you will understand how he is doing it. So, in the knowledge session, the Paramashiva, the attributes of Paramashiva, then how Shiva becomes Jiva, that 36 tattvas. Now, how Jiva go back to the Shiva level, that is through the knowledge of Shiv Sutras. And there are great divine techniques given in Vijnana Bhairava, we also call Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. It tells these are 112 techniques of meditation, a discourse between Lord Shiva and Mata Parvati, because they have a spiritual discussions. So she has a lot of questions to ask. She asks us very aspects of sadhana. Then Lord Shiva tells us, oh, now look to 112 techniques of meditation, which are subtle, mystic, internal, beyond rituals. In fact, every religion, every sadhana is copied from the Vijnana Bhairava only. So Vijnana Bhairava is an aid for the realization, which also we try to focus on that also, which will be the next session. Now this is called, I call it a knowledge session. Paramashiva, Shiva becomes Jiva, and Jiva has go back to Shiva. Then I also talk of, we must know this much is a syllabus, rather a learning syllabus. I make it simple before going for the higher sadhana, higher knowledges. Then I call it principle of 3, 4, and 5. Principle of 3, 4, and 5. that is 3 malas. There are an 8 to understand the work of samsara and sadhana. 3 malas called Anomal, Mayamal, and Karamal. Then 4 stages in the manifesto of speech, that is Para, Pashanti, Madhyama, and Vaikri. They are all 4 levels of sadhana. Then comes Panchkrit, 5 great acts of Lord Shiva, that is called creation, sustenance, dissolution, wheeling, and revealing. Now, quickly let us address what are the 3 malas, how this world runs. They say it is the Lord Shiva creates these malas to enjoy the play of the world. So these 3 malas are Anomal, Mayamal, and Karamal. And Swamiji beautifully described what is Anomal. They say Anomal is like a child, a 7, 8 months old child. Imagine he starts playing with toys. Now he will pick up a toy, just look at it and throw it away. Then he'll pick up other toy. Then he'll pick up some chapel. They say, does it child plays with toy? No, child does not play with toy. Child plays with curiosity. Child plays with curiosity without any purpose. It has no purpose. Just for curiosity, child plays. So similarly, they say, what is Anomal? Jiva is in the company of Lord Shiva. He is blessed. He is blessed. Then the Jiva has a curiosity. Oh, what is outside Lord Shiva? Everything I'm with Lord Shiva. But beyond that, what is going on beyond that? That is the first curiosity. That is called the first mala, inherent weakness, we call it. So this Anomal leads to Mayamal. Mayamal is the power of limitation. We were discussing the Mayamal, limiting knowledge, limited this thing. Mayamal says, oh, he's my son, he's not my friend. He's not my son. He's my friend. He's my enemy. So all this Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankar is a product of Mayamal. Now, having got limited mind, then what one must execute it outside. Then comes the Karamal. Karamal is limited action, not Nishkam action. No, I must work hard to get successful. I must do this to get charity. No, I should not do this. I will get bad result. Good, bad karmas are nothing but product of Karamal. In fact, it is the Karamal which gives us rebirth. We are born with the samskara of the Karamal. Then Karamal, then there is Mayamal, then there is Anomal. How one should, we discuss in detail how we should come out of Karamal, Anomal, Mayamal, and Anomal. This is a wonderful, uh, nice discourse on how to come out of Malas. Then Lord Shiva creates 4 stages in the manifesto of speech. Quickly, I will tell you. What is, I say, Para, Pashanti, Madhyama, Vaikri. What is Vaikri? Is uttered speech. I talk something. What has gone out from my mouth is Vaikri. A solid creation is a Vaikri. But this spectacle is a Vaikri. It's outside creation. But before I talk, now I have some mental ideas, a definite and clear mental ideas. Today, my idea is that I have must share some highlights of Kashmir Shaivism. Not all I cannot convey, but at least some highlights. That's called mental knowledge. Mental. That's called when it is in my mind only. It is about to come out. That's called Madhyama. It's called mental speech. Mental speech. And we say normally mental speech is more powerful than the uttered speech. If you say Om Namah Shivaya, if you say mentally Om Namah Shivaya, that is more powerful. But before mental speech is another stage called Pashanti, beholding speech. Beholding speech, the vision, the plan. It is an inspiration. That means, oh, let me do some dharmic work. Now, this Indic studies has invited me is a dharmic work. So it's a Pashanti. And beyond Pashanti is Para, supreme speech. It's a creation of God at the divine level. So they say Para comes down to Pashanti. Pashanti comes down to Madhyama. Madhyama is expressed through Vaikri. So these are all, one should understand this. These are all very important for the sadhana also. In our sadhana also, this is also very important. Para, Pashanti, Madhyama, and Vaikri. Then next is Panchkrit. 5 great acts of Lord Shiva. What are the Panchkritis? We say Lord Shiva creates. We say Lord Shiva emanates its own form. Then Lord Shiva sustains. Then Lord Shiva dissolves, withdraws. We say that Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, 3 duties. Then Lord Shiva, what has? He does the Tirodhan Kriya. Lord Shiva goes in the hiding. What happened when Lord Shiva goes in the hiding? The Maya comes out. Because everybody is Lord Shiva, but Lord Shiva goes in the hiding. So Maya comes, no, he's this, he's not this, he's that, this is my mission, that is my this thing. Then what happens? Who can take out Lord Shiva from the hiding? Who other than Lord Shiva himself? The fifth act is Anugrah. He gives the grace, he gives us the realization also. They say this world acts with these 5 acts. Now, briefly, this was my purpose to tell you about 5 great acts of Lord Shiva. This principle of 3, 4, 5, 3 malas, 4 stages in the manifestation, and 5 great acts of Lord Shiva. So this broadly covers knowledge session. Now I always believe we must have some experience session. Experience session is how my point is at the lower level, working level, how people can become divine beings, do harmony in the material world, and also teach a great sadhana, practice higher sadhana also. So I normally focus on the 3 aspects. One is called Shiv Samavesh, charging with Shivahood. Second, I call it Shuddh Vikalp, that's called pure thought construct. And third is called energy of prana, that is the sadhana aspect. So what I say, Shiv Samavesh is charging with Shivahood. You are nothing other than Shiva. You come to me as a Shiva only. You are no less than with all dualities, self, or as we have been teaching in this knowledge session. Please leave aside all these aspects, leave aside. People who come to me for meditation, please remember, I say, I want 3 gifts. What are those 3 gifts? One is humility, second is love, and third is compassion. I say, let humility, love, and compassion be your nature itself. It's not that you have come with this knowledge just to be Mr. Qazi. It should be your nature. Even great saints and masters by their life have given example of this thing. Because what happens through this humility, love, and compassion, we are celebrating Shivahood in others. The Lord Shiva is in everybody. So we are celebrating through them. In fact, this Swami Lakshmanju's Vidya Guru, about his father, he was telling that he was a great humble person, a great sadhak as well as scholar. One day he was sleeping, a thief came to his bedroom the night. He saw many books because he had only books, nothing else. He was shuffling books, something maybe hidden, some gold or some money or something. He saw this thief was working hard with the shuffling the books, and this saintly person opened his eyes. He said, "Oh, sorry, your fingers are worn out, your hands are tired. Sorry, oh. Don't worry." You would have normally called somebody and handed over to him to police or something. He said, "Don't worry, I have a rupee in my pocket. I will share with you." The thief fell at his feet. He said, "Sir, I got God. I got a divine person. I'll be your slave for the rest of my life." That is power of compassion. So please remember, let humility, love, and compassion should be your nature. Secondly, I say, have 100% faith in yourself. Unless you don't have faith in yourself, you can't have faith on others. Because this is a spiritual journey, is a divine triangle. On the top of triangle is Lord Shiva. Right side is a teacher, guru, who can guide you, and motivate you, who can bless you also. Left is yourself. It is only you who have to tread the path. You have to tread the destination. For that, you must have 100% faith in yourself. And don't listen to anybody. Listen to yourself. What appeals to you, that will stay with you. That will stay with you permanently. That is a permanent knowledge. That's Humko Manaki Shakti Dena. Have self-faith. That's a lovely song. Secondly, you must love your inner child. Love yourself, because you are also a temple of God. Don't ignore yourself. Don't believe. Be well dressed. Be nice. Take care of yourself, because you are a divine person. We don't believe in suffering. There's no need of suffering. That will not go you everywhere. And third is, what about future? Leave future to Lord Shiva. We say Lord Shiva is a doer, Lord Shiva is an enjoyer. This is a very common problem. Many people have got a wonderful result. Do anything in the name of Lord Shiva. Be very happy. I'll tell you, there will be problems that due to wheeling energy of Lord Shiva, that also be taken care of by Lord Shiva. He does the grace also. So whatever you do, say Lord Shiva is a doer. Otherwise, if we are the doer, what happens? They say, Hum Murak jo kaam bigade, Ramo kaj banaye re. We'll only make a mess. So remember, Lord Shiva is the doer, Lord Shiva is the enjoyer. You will see, you will never be worried about future, worried about tomorrow. Leave it to him. Ever you will be a must person. So number one is this was about Shiv Samavesh. Second is I'll talk of Shud Vikalp in the process, devote some time. We focus on, as I said, about Parapashanti, Madhyama, Vaikri. You can do your japa, whatever, then you do internal japa. Then you do focus on the gap between two mantras. Like, make it a small mantra, like we say for Namaskar, you can reduce to Shivoham. Your eyes closed, you say Shivoham and next Shivoham. Just focus your energy on the two gaps. After Shivoham, before next Shivoham starts, focus your energy on the gap. And what will happen? 100% your mind will become, we call it Shuddh Vikalp, pure thought construct, and Nirvikalp, thought, free of thoughts. This is the best way to handle your mind rather than suppressing mind, this, that. So what we do basically, when you recite internal mantra, that will make it pure, Shuddh Vikalp. Then when we focus on the Sandhi, this way actually do practically, it has a very, very wonderful way to handle your mind. Shuddh Vikalp and Nirvikalp. Nirvikalp will come when we focus on between two small mantras like Shivoham, eyes closed, Shivoham, then before other Shivoham, just you totally pick your attention. There's no question your mind will go here and there. Now, the third thing is energy of prana. This is a formal connect to the divine. How we do? We directly take the help of Vijnana Bhairava. Normally, we do one thing, we use the first dharana, then the fourth dharana, then second dharana. So basically, first dharana is called watching the breath. Breath starts from the center of heart, where Nasika goes outside and then goes back. And then in the second dharana is that when we go to Shaktopai level, is a level of contemplation. Because we may have a separate session on these meditation techniques, but when we go within, it will a big aid, Madhyanadi Vikasa. So why not I request, just watch Swami Lakshmanju, he becomes like a statue. That's how he becomes statue. When he breath becomes subtle and subtle. Can you try it? Think about it, and I'm always available to guide you further and further. Can this video be played, sir?
Yes, I will play it now.
स्पर्शान् कृत्वा बहिर्बाह्यान् चक्षुचैवान्तरे भ्रुवो प्राणापानौ समौ कृत्वा नासाभ्यन्तरचारिणौ स्पर्शान् कृत्वा बहिर्बाह्यान् बाह्यान् स्पर्शान् बहिः कृत्वा those outside sensual objects, you should keep them outside. Chakshu chaivantaran antare bhruvo. In between two eyebrows, you must feel the sensation inside. Between two eyebrows. Pranapanav samokrata. Nasa bentaricharina. You should breathe out and breathe in. In samatha. Samatha means, it is very important. For instance, you breathe in and you breathe out. Not like this. You have not to breathe in and out like this. You have to breathe in your own nasa. For instance, you have to breathe like this and this. Only this much. You have not to breathe not like this. You have to breathe very slowly, very slowly. Very slowly that it does not breathe at all. It takes only this kind of space to breathe. Only this much. This is the reality of one-pointedness.
So when you do that though, sometimes then you're breathing, you don't get enough breath. It feels like you're not going to get
It is not suffocation. Suffocated, you will never become suffocated because it is life. It is lifeful at that time. When in my courses I was not breathing. I was breathing like this.
Just keep an eye, watch it. Just please watch this.
When I was out, then I would do.
Suddenly.
Yes, that is outside. Inside is this. When you don't breathe at all, you breathe only from here to here. Bas, that is all. So there is no breath. It is only glamour of Madhyanadi, central vein. You are residing in central vein. Sushumna Nadi. It is in Sushumna Nadi. It goes in Sushumna Nadi and it is finished.
But if you thought, from practical point of view,
Huh?
you were demonstrating that to me one day when we went to Harlem. You stopped at the side of the road and you said breath must only go this much. But if a normal person sits down and just makes their breath go like that, then they're short of breath, isn't it? Or does that feeling go?
No, shorter breath.
But there is that feeling that you need more breath.
No, you don't get urge for breathing. You don't get urge for breathing. This is something different.
My experience is that when you try, you one pointed on watching your breath and so forth.
When it is one pointed, then you don't breathe.
Breathing slows down automatically.
Not in so much space.
So it becomes less and less as you.
Huh?
When you're breathing and you're becoming more one-pointed, then your breathing becomes less and less.
Less and less, and in the end, it breathes only this much.
But my problem is that before I get to that point,
If it comes down, brute, if it comes down from here, it goes up to this, then it returns there.
my experience, when I become one-pointed and it becomes less and less and less, all of a sudden that panic comes and you go, I take that, like I'm not breathing, I get a shock that, no, I'm not breathing, and then I take a breath.
That is because you are not focused in that Parabhairava state. Once you are focused in Parabhairava state, then you won't breathe because you are lifeful.
So how do we get over that gap of that panic?
Yes, both ways it is divine. Both ways, if you breathe, that is also divine. If you don't breathe, that is also divine. It is this. I showed you. It is said nasa bhantara charana. Only breath. Breath does not move out from nasa, out from nasika. it moves only this much. So there is no such breathing. You know you should not examine. You should not examine. It is automatic. It is automatic. It will happen automatic. Someday when you are glorified with my grace.
When we're meditating, you say we should lengthen the breath, make it slower and longer. What does that mean?
Lengthen not. You should
You should have used that word.
you should breathe very slowly.
Slowly.
You mean
You
length
should.
of time?
Huh?
Length of time, less in space.
Less space.
And length of time. So
Yes.
it should take longer to go even that little distance.
Yes.
But you should make your breath long.
No,
You
no.
shouldn't breathe out, that's what I'm saying. You shouldn't do that. It should only be this much, but time should
Yes.
be longer.
Yes.
And space is less.
Yes. How wonderful.
Om Namah Shivaya. Now, the Swamiji guided us how breath can become subtle, from gross to subtle. It becomes, like within this only. That's the second dharana tells you. First dharana, we say that, we must watch the breath, watch the beginning of the breath, watch the end of the breath, how breath turns back. That after doing that, then you go, that watch only with Om Namah Shivaya in our mind, that we focus on the Parabharava, and then only contemplate on this two junction points. You'll see the breath becomes subtle, then breath only becomes like this. This is a gateway to go to the higher level of what we call higher consciousness. So that's why I wanted Swamiji's should practically tell you. So this is when we become at advanced level, then becomes grace of master. Things take automatic shape. Things happen automatically. So this was about this dharana. Now, there are many techniques, and having said that, please remember, I want to give you a concluding message. You may be in any condition, happy, not so happy, my dear friends, respected brothers and sisters, you may be in any condition, please remember the divine light is fully shining within you. And to realize that light, that is the goal of Kashmir Shaivism. Please remember, Kashmir Shaivism accepts you as you are, without any restriction, and so that you can start anytime at any level. Never say that, "No, I'm old, I have payment back." No, grace will fall now. Now you will let you, in spite of your bad health, please, you will just do the sadhana. You will see a new world will unfold for you, because that's the play of divine grace. And always we remember, always focus on the positive side of life. The negative side is always because of the ignorance. Once ignorance is removed, a world gets open to you. And again said that Kashmir Shaivism focuses on the middle path, Madhya Marg. A middle path will only give you harmony in life. Don't go in extremes. And this material life and the divine life must go together and lead a very successful life. And I'm always there to guide you. I thought you may have some questions.
So thank you, Virendra ji, for a very enlightening session on Kashmir Shaivism. I did not hear about it until a few years ago, and today, thanks to you, you were able to explain a lot of things, both in theory and in practice. There's one question in the chat. It's about the question is about recommendation of a good book to understand or know about the Vigyan Bhairava Tantra. Would you have some knowledge of that?
So, they recommend a book or something. What is it? What is it?
The book, can you recommend a good book to understand or know about Vigyan Bhairava Tantra? That is the question.
So it's a very, I will say, very subtle and but very important question. Because what happened, these fascinating aspects of Kashmir Shaivism attracts many people, including my foreign friends also. So, my friends, we were talking about Vijnana Bhairava. So, what I suggest, before you read Vijnana Bhairava, you must read Shiv Sutras. Shiv Sutra is like a where are the wickets? What is the goal represented by whether in Anvopai level? Is it a Shaktopai level? It is a Shambhopai level. This is the level of realization. So be aware of Shiv Sutra. Then Vijnana was like a bouncer, a ball, which your yorker, bouncer, fast way, subtle way of divine realization. And that too also, I do my practice. I start with Vijnan Bharat first for the common people at least. First Dhara number 1, then Dhara number 4, then Dhara number 2. This is my normal way of, I resort only Vijnan Bharat for energy of prana. And now the book I recommend, because for all the books I'm in possession of most of the important books. In Hindi, there is a Hindi lovers is Brijaballabh Dwivedi's Vijnana Bhairav. And among English, a little simple is people would have seen Jaidev Singh. It is a Motilal Banarsidas publication on Vijnana Bhairav. In fact, there is a Vijnana Bhairav from Osho also, the Book of Secrets. But personally, I love the masterpiece book is from Swami Lakshmanju, because he was a great sadhak. He had did the sadhana, he had the practical knowledge. So the book of this is a Vijnana Bhairav by Swami Lakshmanju. It is a Ishwar Ashram publication. In fact, published by basically from Universal Shiva Foundation. John Hughes, he has given this thing. So it is readily available. Luckily, it is readily available. Vijnana Bhairav by Swami Lakshmanju. But if you want a slightly little easier version, then I will recommend Jaidev Singh's. It is from Motilal Banarsidas. He was a student of Swami Lakshmanju. So these two books I recommend. Most authentic, Swami Lakshmanju, and slightly, because maybe some pieces with a little bit difficult, then you can also read Jaidev Singh. But my dear friends, before that, you must go through Shiv Sutras. I hope is a detailed answer. Anything I can further elaborate also. Any question on this?
Okay. Thank you, Virendraji. We have one more question. The question is, how did Kashmiri Shaivite practices impact Mahayana Buddhism? Can you elaborate on that?
Kashmir Shaivism, in fact, as we know, there are three traditional practices. There may be more also. Mahayana, then Hinayana or Theravada Buddhism. Mahayana was a Chinese Buddhism. Theravada is what it's called, Sri Lanka, Thailand, and Burma. That is called this Buddhism. Okay. Sorry, yes. There is a very important Tibetan Buddhism called Vajrayana. Mahayana, it's very close to Vajrayana. Mahayana and Vajrayana, the creator of great Pandit of Vajrayana was Padma Sambhav. He was a Kashmiri Pandit. He was invited by King of Tibet. So it has a great similarities. It has a ritualistic, very different than Theravada Buddhism. I mean, no photo, nothing. It has a there's a goddess Tara. Basically, Kulano Tantra is very, very close to what is called Vajrayana Tantra. So there's a lot of resemblance in the practices between the both.
Okay, thank you. I don't see any other question, but I have one, Virendra myself. The question is because I was reading about Kashmiri Shaivism and also about a little bit of Advaita. So, can you tell how similar they are, like in terms of like understanding, Brahman or Shiva or Advaita or Kashmiri Shaivism? The similarities between them, because I find them very similar.
They are all both similar. They are not different because same Brahman is the goal. Paramashiva, we can call it Brahman. Same, it is Advaita, non-dualistic. Moksha is the goal. And the only thing is, you should understand, Advaita is essence from Upanishads. It has inspiration from Upanishads, where Kashmir Shaivism is inspired by Tantra. So there are two different roots. Because of that, Tantra means totality. Everything is divine. Everything is created by Lord Shiva. We say Maya Shumai. And when Advaita says that Brahman, Satya, Jagat is Mithya, Maya is Mithya. But we say Maya is Shiva. Otherwise, goal is same. Both the talk of realization, love, devotion, and Advaita reach the supreme Brahman. Both are almost same. The similarity is there.
Thank you. There's one more question on similar lines. How is Tantra of Kashmir Shaivism different from the Kali Kula of Bengal and Sri Vidya from the south of India? How are they different?
A big question. Let me.
Okay.
Great question. So let me. You have made 2-3 questions are there. Shri Vidya of South India and the Kali of this Calcutta, Bengal, then Kashmir Shaivism. So what happened basically, as regards Shakta, this is my personal experience. Shakta traditions. Shakta tradition is esoteric. It is a secret between masters. Many people have different traditions. In Bengal also there are many, not one Shakta tradition, many Shakta traditions. And in Kashmir Shaivism there is a separate subject called what is called Dwadasha Kali. It is again a very different subject altogether. We worship, it's called Krama system. That is by step we worship 12 Kalis. One step leads other step leads other step. And very popular is Shri Vidya. But my point is Shri Vidya is popular. It's not, of course, South is very prominent. But Banaras, everywhere, Shri Vidya is general, very important Devi worship, Tripura Sundari. But here I want to add what we have done in Kashmir Shaivism, were basically fascinated by Advaita. We have a book called Panchastavi, means 5 tattvas, 5 chapters of the worship of Mata Tripura Sundari. It is a very popular book. Basically, we feel that a lot of sadhana and little bit is required. Om Namah Shivaya. You had mentioned about, this topic was the Shakta tradition and Kashmir Shaivism. Anything specific? So my point is describing various Shakta traditions. Even though Kashmir Shaivism also, that's called, you call it Krama system, we call it Krama Sadhana. We worship 12 Kalis at goddess of time. Then in Bengal there are many traditions, and then Shri Vidya, South, I said all over India, and we have devised a great sadhakas have come up with Panchastavi, a simple book of devotion, which has a tremendous knowledge inside, and even that book itself will lead to a salvation. So this is also we follow it, and also we follow again a Shakti text called Bhavani Sahasranam, 1,000 names of Goddess Bhavani. Like Lalita Sahasranam, we follow Bhavani Sahasranam. Bhavani Sahasranam is again an argument text, is a discourse between from the Lord Shiva, from the mouth of Lord Shiva only. So it's a very beautiful thing about Kashmir. We always have a focus on the authorship should be divine. And a beautiful thing about Bhavani Sahasranam is that one day Lord Shiva is sitting in Mount Kailash, he's doing the japa. His gun, Nandi, got intrigued that my master is so powerful. Why does he need to do a japa? So he goes to his master. He said, Bhaktosmi Tavdasosmi. Sir, I'm your Bhakt and Das also. Please, I'm intrigued. You are a great master. Deva de Dev. Why you need to do japa? The Lord Shiva explains that it is only through Shakti, divine feminine energy, that I do the all creation. I do everything is possible through Shakti, which I mentioned beginning only. Shakti is a Varshini Mata. So I do worship of that Shakti. That is Bhavani Sahasranam. It's a wonderful, we do Homa of that also. It's a very, very powerful Homa in Kashmir.
Okay, thank you, Virendraji. We are almost out of time, so we have one last question here. I'll take it. The question is the Brahma Kumaris sect in India, are they practitioners of the Kashmir Shaivism school?
They are not practitioners of Kashmir Shaivism, because Kashmir Shaivism is a core of Tantra. It is Agam Shastra, ancient revelation of Lord Shiva, Parvati. It is essence of three Tantra, Malini Tantra, Swachanda Tantra, and Rudra Yamala Tantra. Bhavani Sahasranam is I must say, a movement that, Godfather Shiva Gita Sarmanizer, because I have also some friends in this thing. They have their own logical explanation. They also address great on the moral values. That also is helping the society. So it is not part of, nothing to do with Kashmir Shaivism.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Virendraji. So we are out of time now, and if any of the audiences have any questions, they can contact you, right?
They're most welcome. We have many programs also regular. Today I was just giving only brief introduction.
Right.
I wish I could have explained in detail.
Right. And your contact information is available on the internet if anybody wants to. Okay, great. So we will conclude the session here. Thank you, Virendraji, very much for taking the time to speak to us and enlightening us about Kashmir Shaivism and explaining it. And also, thank you very much to the audience. We'll take your leave now until the next time. Namaste.